It's 9 p.m. India time, and according to the flight that we are following, the website, it stated that the flight landed 2 hours back in Toronto. We is in tension there. I'm also tension here, but it's way hard, but we did it. We are in Canada. The journey was very long and brutal, and I'm being honest, at some point I was like, I'm not going to make it. In the end, I did it. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Raksha, and my husband got a job in Canada. Our entire family, which includes two family cats, my husband, and myself, have already relocated to Canada from India. And I'll do my best to share everything that was done to complete the move without any loss, like losing our shipment. I'm giving 99% of all my tips, tricks, and hacks for free. Why only 99 and not 100? Well, I'm taking into account a small thing called my brain, and I'm a human, so I might have forgotten something. So here's everything you need to know, like how to think about it and how to solve this problem. There are also a few things I discovered, and if I have to go through the same process again, then these are the things I will do and tell myself. And remember, I am just not covering the different steps, but also the tips, tricks, and hacks on how to get them done. I also want to add that these things that I'm sharing, I will not say that it's the best practice. Instead, I will say it's a proven practice. I have packed and moved a few times. It started when my biological family was moving from one rented house to another rented house. And a big scale declutter happened when I was moving in with my hubby dear. And after this, we moved a few more times. I have made a ton of mistakes when I started way back, talking about the biological family part. And I have made many mistakes way back. But I've also improved, I've learned from my mistakes and made the changes. So I hope that what I share here will be helpful to someone. I want to share these words: successfully completed. Now remember, we have to relate this to today's video, which is moving from India to Canada. For me, this means everyone and everything reached the destination safely. For you, it might mean everyone and everything reached the destination safely, plus cheapest method or cost. For another person, it might mean everyone and everything reached the destination safely, plus cheapest method or cost, plus consuming very little time, like do everything in 1 month's time. All this is very good. But did you notice something? Column 3 has more expectations than column 1. Again, absolutely nothing wrong with having expectations. But remember that more expectations equals to more time spent researching, networking, talking with companies and agents, and doing more follow ups, more emails, more calls, and much more things. We had to make a very hard decision and ended up with just having one expectation, which is mentioned in column 1. I have been asked many questions and I've considered them all, and I have tried to put them in an order and also make them into like categories. Let's see if you understand them. I'm going to try my best. So, starting with question 1: when to start? When to start this process? Well, I started way before this job was finalized. This was the condition once upon a time: all boxes and loads of junk. I cleared my stuff, cat related stuff, and home related stuff. This took 1 year and I did it every single day. The only time I did not do it, oh wait, heads up, adult word coming out. The only time I did not do it is when I had my allergy attacks, when I felt sick, when I got my periods, when we went on vacation, when we went on friends group meetup, all that stuff, etc. etc. You get it. Only during that time. Otherwise, every single day without fail. And I'm really happy I did this because it reduced my load a lot when we had to pack our entire life to move to Canada. My hubby got the official email and he had to leave right away. Our plan was fully changed, and now I was like left alone to do everything by myself. I'm saying this because same thing might happen to you. Do all the plans. It's good, but also be prepared to handle everything on your own. I have seen these videos where people say you need 6 months to prepare, you can do it in 3 months and all. They just don't make any sense to me as no parameters are given. Let me tell you something that actually happened here. So, we are currently buying a winter jacket. I'm checking it online. The description says, will keep you warm at minus 30. But I'm like, do I need to wear heat based layers and wear warm clothes and on top of that wear a winter jacket? Then only it's warm. Or the jacket is good that I just wear the jacket and it is enough to wear with regular clothes, everyday clothes. You see what I mean? So I actually had to go to the mall, meet a salesperson, and put my questions. And they said yes. For category one, you these kind of jackets, category two, these kind of jackets. Parameters. It's very important. Now imagine I'm a working woman with kids who were very young, that they would not be able to help me with anything. I would have not been able to complete the moving process single handed. So please do watch the entire video, and at the end, you can decide how much time you will take. Because don't forget, you know yourself better no matter what anyone tells you. Question 2: how to create a successful plan to get the results. My god, this list is also quite big, but hold on. Practice one that I did. Okay, let us do this project right now. I want you to use your mobile for this. Open a WhatsApp and make a list of things I can control and things I cannot control and send it yourself. Pause this video and take just 1 minute to do it. Go. Okay, so what did you type? Mine has all these. In things I cannot control list, doing my research. So basically, it means I can call people, I can check on websites, I can post in a friends group, in my WhatsApp group, asking for all the details. My communication and how I express myself. Example: hello, sir, I just want to get my deal extract. How long will it take? Oh, 1 week. Okay, fine, no issues. I do all the formalities after 1 week. Hello, sir, I just want to know when I can collect my DL extract. Oh, some more time. No, I understand. It's fine. By the way, can you tell me how many more days it'll take? Oh, another week. Okay. 2 weeks has gone by. Hello, sir. I just want to know how the process is on how to collect the DL extract. Should I come by the office or will you? Oh, it's not yet done. Okay. It's a little urgent, sir. I have to submit other places also. Will it take another 2 weeks? Oh, just another 1 week. Okay, fine. No, I understand. Okay, but 1 week guarantee, right? Please, sir. Okay, thank you so much. Instead of, you said 1 week, it's been 2 weeks. If I do that on the call, that person might not even take my call next. And these people, my self care, which includes things like making sure I stay hydrated to the rest of the day, making sure I eat, because if I'm not at my prime, I'm going to crash, I'm going to burn, I'm not going to have energy, I'm going to have a headache. So self care is important. Making realistic budget. Here the example I would give for shipping containers. I know the shipping container costs X amount, and then we are shipping over a ton of stuff. So this ton of stuff is going to cost Y amount. So I'm going to put aside XYZ amount and not XY amount. Always be realistic and be prepared for extra costs. It was very helpful and it actually happened. This is a big one: asking for help. Many people think it makes them small, but okay, just put yourself in a company. The manager, the boss, is not going to be worried on how you got the job done. Oh, Raksha asked all her employees or everyone how to do the things and then she finally submitted the project. No, my boss would be like, Raksha submitted the project on time. That's it, the end. In things I cannot control, other people's actions, past and future events, other people's emotions, staying within the budget, the weather, and more stuff. If you've not considered these things in your list, you should definitely add them. Now, what is the point of doing this list? From list 1 and list 2, you will be prepared on how to handle the different issues. It will also make you think about the different issues and also how to approach them, which is very important because at this time you need to get the work done. You need to land in Canada. You need to get yourself here as quickly as possible. Practice 2. I had to become a multitasking queen. Meaning is, if I start doing step 2 only after I finish doing step 1, I would have been screwed. Remember the bubble, things I cannot control, other people involved. You need to give them a lot of time to do the work. I will actually give like 2 months time to get a 1 week work done for something like a deal extract. Practice 3. Multitasking is worthless without proper communication with other people. In my case, it was with the people I hired, like the company I hired for shipping our goods or the company I hired for relocating our pets. I also had to use agents for some of the work, like getting the DL extract and a birth certificate. And in some places, I had to, well, how to say this without saying the word? Mm, I'm going to say I gave them coffee money. Okay? Coffee money. What I'm sharing here, it's very personal and it is a bit hard for me. People usually don't share the thing that they hired an agent or did the coffee money thing. But such things do happen and I have to do the circus to achieve my results. The pro side is when I did share such delicate information with the groups, sometimes one person would message me back later saying that, hey, they also did such things. And afterwards, they would also share their contacts, which is a good thing because people like Asians and coffee money people, they don't advertise, is through word of mouth. And these contacts, they have gotten 100% results. So I know my work will get done. Getting contacts like agents, it's hard. So this works for me. I have to remind myself that I can't do everything on my own, and asking for help is not a sign of weakness but shows strength. Again, the goal is to finish the task. Practice number 4. 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Huh, yeah, 4. I imagine that I was an orphan. This put me in a different mindset. Wait, wait. Let me explain why this is important for me, especially since the previous step I just mentioned to ask for help. For example, a birth certificate was not needed during any process of immigration. But if I need it for something in the future, then I don't have anyone in India to help me out with this. So I made sure that I was prepared with this. I am not leaving any stone unturned. We did not leave stuff with our friends, families, or even in storage lockers. Do not postpone, guys. I feel like an example is needed here. Okay, we all know Pinterest, right? We have saved tons of pins. Don't tell me you haven't. I myself have. I've saved like at least 1,000 recipes. Among them, how many have I tried? Two. Two. That's it. Well, that's who I am, so don't postpone. You know yourself better, so you decide. Don't postpone. Practice number 5. I used a calendar system that helps me with the routine and follow up. At some point, it's going to merge since I'm not doing one task at a time, but I'm doing multitasking. And since I'm no Sheldon Cooper, I was able to achieve this only by using the calendar. and penning everything onto it. And every time I did a strike of the task, oh god, it felt so good. Practice number 6. Daily, I practiced self reflection. I mentally run the entire day in my mind. It's very daunting, but trust me, it works. And I recognize where I completed the work to when I felt I was being too lazy to complete the task. Understand why this happened and try different methods. For example, something like form work or calling agents and clients, I did it during daytime. And something like decluttering, where my mind has to not perform at its max. I should just be able to recognize little bit tits and bits. And decluttering, I can even be tired. It's not that much work. But packing, oh my god, a lot of bending, lifting, cutting. I have to be like really on focus and on point. So it's not something that I'll be doing at 10:30 or 11 p.m. in the night. I'll try to do it after 4. So that's how I figured out which system works for me. Practice number 7, time management. Create your in depth to do list. Put them on your calendar along with the time that you think it will take to complete the task. Let's use this as a template. I'm like, I'm gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be super productive. I will start my day at 6 a.m. and end my day at 11 p.m. What do you think? Is this spread out in a very productive way? Take your time, read it. Let me tell you my answer. It's yes and a no. Let's go to the example. If you're like an actor and you schedule things, then it might work out. You have a manager, a chef, a trainer, a driver, and many more people who handle all your things. Your main goal is to show up and follow through, like getting the gym body for your next movie. Well, in my case, it is relocating to Canada all by myself, and this schedule will not work out for me. Remember the bubble? Things I cannot control again comes into play here. You see, sometimes I will not be able to finish the task. It might be because I took longer to finish, I was feeling lazy, so I was working at a slower pace, or it was due to things that I could not control, or a friend does a WhatsApp video call to get to know all the news of how, when, etc. The goodbye meetups will start, and the list goes on. So, what do I do at this stage? I have to push the task to the next day to complete it. But look at this. I have no space as I am completely booked. No space. Remember that your time is finite. It's fixed to 24 hours every single day. But the things we do, well, that's a lot, and you cannot do all of it in one day. To resolve this issue, I actually had to put a block of time in my calendar, and you can call it a do nothing slot, a free slot, a slack time into my calendar, which was like a 5-hour duration. I make sure I have free time in my calendar so that I can push the task onto the next available slot, which is right the next day. And it's not going over to the weekend. This way, I don't get delayed on my work either. I want to elaborate as to why and how I landed on this 5 hours number. During my relocation period, the news reached all the near and dear ones. They wanted to do meetups now. I lived in Bengaluru city, and to travel to places like Jayanagar, Malleshwaram, Kormangla, which were some of the meetup spots, would take like 1 hour minimum. So that's 1 hour going and 1 hour coming back. And since it's a goodbye meetup, I'm not just going to stay there for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. It's going to be for at least 2 hours. So, for a safe thing, let's round about and say the total is 5 hours. This meetup was the biggest add on I had to handle. People would call me on Thursday and say, hey, let's meet up on Saturday. And for me to add them into my calendar got very easy due to my slack time. Now, this meetup, it's not going to happen every day, right? But I have to keep my slack slot for every day. Now, your question might be what to do when nothing pops up or when everything is going as per schedule. Well, first thing I want to say to you is congratulations for having everything in time. And my answer is to continue the basic tasks like decluttering, research, etc. There's always such things that you can just do it. The next question people asked me was tasks to do. Now, let me dive into all the things that have to be done. I will just be mentioning the tasks for now. Some tasks will need more in depth information, and I will be making a follow up video. Also, you should decide which task to do when. First one will be talk to the company. Things like, do we need country specific vaccination? Do we need to keep bills of the products used for relocation? If housing is provided, find a place to live. And since my hubby dear went first, we actually booked an Airbnb for 1 whole month. And during this stay duration, my husband was able to hunt for a rented place. This way was much better for us than directly booking a house in Canada while we are still in India. The downside is it costs a little bit more as Airbnb is a little bit costlier when compared to a monthly rent of a rented home. And also spouse PR. Task 2, gather plane information. Stuff like which flight I can take to reach my destination, the costs, the layovers, how many bags and weights allowed, decide when to book the tickets, when to book the seats, what is allowed in carry on and compartment luggage, quantity of liquid allowed in carry on, rules regarding transportation of gold jewelry, any additional fee for extra baggage, rules for oversize or overweight luggage, and more. As I mentioned, there'll be another in depth video. Start downsizing the home, which means decluttering. Decide what to sell, what to donate, what to throw. You're going to have tons of piles. I did. I actually did an amazing job here. I combined KonMari method along with the Swedish death cleaning method. Task 5. Gather information for processing the declutter, like where to sell the stuff. I even found a place to sell old, torn silk saris. I think I got like 10,000 rupees. Also, details like where to donate and how to throw or dispose of the stuff. So, we lived in an apartment before. I spoke to the manager, I spoke to the committee members. You can't just throw the garbage, you also need to know how much you can throw. So, the manager did tell me that please don't throw more than 10 dry bag waste a day, it becomes too much because they have hired this company that will come. I don't know when they come. They come at some time and they'll collect all the dry waste of the apartment. So if I'm putting more load, it might not fit into one vehicle. So that's an issue. Stuff like that. Task number 6, prepare documents. There's personal documents like birth certificates and education certificates. Then there's office related documents for hubby dear since he came there. Then everything else that we need to provide to the government since we are relocating from India to Canada. Task number 7, collect all the information and process regarding pet relocation. Task 8, preparing your pet for the journey. You just cannot dump them in the carrier, huh? They need training, and the journey is only like 1 or 2 hours. It's more, it's almost one full day. So I did training for like I think 3 4 months. I've forgotten. Wow, everything is a blur. Anyway, it'll be mentioned in the detailed video. Task number 9, talk to an international moving company. Find out all the different methods of moving the luggage and the live cargo, which is our pets, the costs, time for shipment to reach, what can be shipped, etc., and when to book the container. Task number 10, get a full master checkup. Now, heads up, this is going to be asked as part of the immigration process itself, and they will tell you which hospital to go. This is just to give you a heads up so you can be prepared. Now, you must be thinking, why do I need to get prepared for this? Personally, what I did was I made sure that I wasn't eating anything like ice cream or even outside food just to make sure I don't get something like flu, cough, cold, those things. Because they did do a lung checkup. And when they're doing the x ray and they see a cloud kind of thing in the lungs, they're not going to do further investigation and say, okay, it's a flu. They'll just say XYZ, something found in the lungs. So, yeah, cancel. Application reject. I'm not kidding. It actually happened to me. They said that they saw something in my lungs, some they see some kind of cloud thing. I think they mentioned in the X-rays, but luckily I had done something, so I was prepared for it. You should see the video to find out. Task number 11, a full checkup at the dentist. Wow, really happy because something just popped up right before we left, and since we had 3 months time, wow, it was amazing. Task number 12, manage the finances. Closing accounts in India, opening Canadian bank accounts, transferring funds from India, inform credit card about international travel, stuff like this. Task number 13, applying for an international deal. Oh, you're gonna have fun with this one because I had a lot of fun. Number 14, visiting the dermatologist. Now, now you must have seen those videos where people travel all the way to Korea to get all, oh, sorry, I got distracted, to get their skin treatments done or to get their hair cut or, oh, getting their wedding photography done. So since I'm like, okay, I'm in India and definitely it's much more cheaper. So I did visit the dermatologist and got some treatments done. I will talk about them also in detail in my next video. Task number 15, shopping, buying. Winter gear, do not buy. Country specific formal wear. Okay. Suitcase, well, not for now, but wait, I'm going to mention it later in the task. Utensils, do not buy. Food, do not buy. Medicines, yes, again, I mention it later. Skincare, for someone like my hubby dear, it's not needed. For someone like me, I have so many issues with my skin, sensitive skin, allergic reactions, you name it, I have it. So for someone like me, yes. Bring skincare, bring makeup. Pet related stuff, again, in the next video. Task number 16, get an international SIM plan. Task number 17, family portrait, which we did not have time. And then her video came up here, and then definitely we could not do it. Task number 18, a lot of people told me this, but personally we do not do this, but I'm mentioning maybe you might need it, which is talk to an immigration lawyer. Task number 19, figure out the mode of transportation from home to the airport. Most of the time the planes will come like super early in the morning, like 5 a.m., which means I had to reach the airport like at 3 a.m. And for me to consider that, I have to also consider the journey from our home to the airport. And let's not forget the time. It's going to be between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. So what comes into your mind? For me, it was safety. So if I have to say one sentence for this, I would say safe airport drop off and pick up if needed. Task number 20, buy relevant luggage and suitcase. At this stage, I have completed and acquired all the important papers and should have finished like 80% of my declutter. And I have an idea as to what's allowed on the plane and what's allowed in the shipping container, which is what we used. So now I can decide if the bags I need are sufficient or do I need to take an extra bag and also pay the charges as, a non-carry-on. Next task, last haircut in India. It was fun. Next task is get Canadian cash. Well, if you do this list just before leaving India, check with the local embassy as to what's the latest security issue, what's the lockdown issues, if there's any, just to be safe. You know what I mean? So by now you've done all the paperwork and you know all the list of papers that you need from the time you enter the airport in Bengaluru city, that's the example, up to spending like 3 months already in Canada. I advise you make a digital copy of all the pages and upload one set to your Google Photos or even send an email to yourself with the proper names in the email subject so that you can find them on quick notice. We were actually using this feature. We just went to our email, quickly did the search, we got the document, and we were able to give the officers whatever numbers they needed very quickly because they did not need the originals. Next task, decide when to tell your friends and family. They'll have to start doing their goodbye meetups. Now, this is going to be a little hard, but hear me out. Ask your friends and family for contacts and experiences. Since you have a general idea as to how the things work, just take a deep breath and soak in all the information. Don't freak out. People are always giving just bad examples, bad things. No one shares the good things. I don't know why they do that. I kind of say, why are you saying that? Why? I'm prepared for those things, but don't say those things. Next task. This is very important. I think you should share this part with your friends and families because hearing from you, it might come off as mean, but hey, I can say it. I'm just a messenger. So, to all the friends and family, the person you know is traveling abroad, and this message is for you. There's no time, there's no space, and energy to do duty free shopping in the airport. Friends and family might say you can buy this, you can buy that. Yeah, it's correct. But remember that the rules can change at any time, and the main priority is for you to reach the destination, which is Canada exit door of the airport. Yes, not reaching just Canada. You need to exit the airport. That's your main goal. Just do that. Last task, inform the help, like the car cleaning person that will be stopping their services from XYZ date. We lived in an apartment, and by the time it reached the stage, everyone knew that we were leaving. Oh god, it was so funny. They're like, yes, madam, we know. And the last thing, well, it's not a task, but something to help you out with. I'm going to be sharing my Excel sheet. It's pretty simple and it'll help you keep track. This was very useful for me, and it's one of the many Excel sheets I prepared along with my to do calendar list. I will also, on purpose, not give you a format in which you can take a printout on a paper because I want you to start getting comfortable in using the digital space. Here in Canada, everything is digital. Even to book an appointment, I have to do it the digital way. In India, I would just like call the office, the receptionist would answer, give me the dates, give me the times. I would select something and say, okay, fine, done. And in less than a minute, I would get a confirmation SMS. Here, I'll have to do everything by myself. So even if I call the receptionist, they will give me a number or give me another link. I'll have to go to that link and do the booking all by myself using the online service. So use YouTube, see something like Beginner's Guide to Excel, and start your journey on getting comfortable using a digital space. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. You have watched this video till the end. Clap, guys. This is just a start, and you've done an amazing job. Do drop this 100 emoji in my comments so that I will know that you have seen this video till the end. It's just going to make my day. And now is the only time I will tell you to click on the subscribe button because I like the new YouTube feature where the subscribe button lights up whenever I say subscribe. I do hope this feature is active on my channel. Let's see. Okay, bye then.